With your guys' rich history, though, do you see like the hemp production coming up? You know, we had a guest on months ago who was talking about hemp from Africa, and because there's such a low, you know, it's a poor economy in some parts where like you can't afford pesticides, so you can say, look, pesticide free. Is that in South Africa? Do you see a booming hemp coming?
I think that we might use our indigenous landrace sativas, which are actually quite reasonably high THC. But I really don't want to see awful hemp low THC contaminating everybody's grows and lowering the quality of seeds. We must rather go for a high THC dacha plant, which gives us the fibers and the medicine and the seed and the oil all in one plant. And
yeah, because
yes,
like,
we need
because we have well, you're right, but like we have hemp farmers on, and so they'll talk about like the difference between how far apart you plant the seed. So if you just have enough of your landrace seeds and you plant it, you know, every so many centimeters, it really has to grow up because it can't get it all bushy. And the sativas, those are the taller plants. The indicas are usually the more squat ones. So it kind of makes sense, except somebody could come along and cut off the flowering tops of the female plant and have some fun. How terrible.
Yeah. No problem with that. I've got no problem with that at all.
Jeremy,
it should be both. We should get many crops out of one grow, and maybe we plant it very close together. Then we might cut alleys in the area and leave some plants to go to a greater maturity, or prune them down and let them bush out. And in a similar grow season, you might get fiber as well as seed, as well as some medical bud. Well, you know, I don't have a problem with seed in my bud, but maybe medicine extraction some people might have a problem with that. I'm not sure.
Right. If I'm going to put it into the extractor, I don't want a whole bunch of seeds in there. You know, the seed has its industrial application for certain. So it's whether or not you want to have the seed, but then that's why you grow it in different types of ways. However, like the seed issue would still come up if you have such outdoor grown. And so like if you're going to have fields of it where you're not going to care about sexting the plant and yanking all the males, and you're going to try to grow it like hemp, that pollen will still be floating around. So if you have some sinsemilla grow 3 miles down the road, you might get seeds in those as well. Of course, I think you guys call it kilometers down there, right?
We call it kilometers, yes, Tom.
Yeah, not us.
And there's lots of bloody growing males, and it's terrible. It makes all our females outdoors seeded, and it's a thing we need to teach. Mm-hmm. Every single person. People are lazy out there. They leave males. Often they leave males.
Cross-pollination is definitely an issue. So is most grows are outside then in South Africa? Like, what's your weather cycle like out there?
In what sense? Weather cycle? I mean...
Like, what's the temperature? How much rain do you get? That type of stuff.
Well, we're looking at Celsius. I mean, here where I am, we're a very low rainfall area for South Africa, but we're in a good growing region, and we get about 600 to 700 mils per year of rainfall.
That's a good size.
Going into now like the low rainfall region where we don't really get much rain at all during June, July. And then it picks up over the spring, summer months, and we get the summer rainfalls.
Ooh. So in the dry season, you have to maintain, obviously, but it's still sunny enough, whatnot, to grow outside?
Yes, we can grow. You can grow. You can get here in the Eastern Cape. The bud comes out quite airy. It's very small, but you can get about 4 harvests per annum. 4 growing cycles.
Is it year long then outside?
Sounds like it.
Like in California.
One of the nice things about growing outdoors here is that I've seen fantastic indoor strains standing 3 meters high, full extent, unpruned in any way.
Wow.
they're normally best farmed, from what I can see, under white shade cloth, because you want to also stop helicopters from looking down onto the plants. So I think it's about 60% shade cloth. A white shade cloth gives us amazing diffused light, and the plants really like it. And so under that kind of arrangement, I've seen lots of sinsemilla happening, but maybe the locals in the area weren't also growers. You know, it was fantastic grows.
Yeah, that would help. Like if nobody's growing any other plants around you, yeah, because then it's the pollen's going to be not in the air or is likely to be in the air. How much yield do you get from one of those 3-meter monsters?
Did anything get anything above, I would say, 500 grams a monster outdoor sativa? Anything over between half a kilo and a kilo?
Wow.
I think he's saying a pound.
A kilo a plant. That would be pretty cool.
So
Yes.
delicious. I love
You've got
Jeremy's
to be prepared. Grow the plants from early on in the growing season, which for us is any time after the winter solstice, after say the 1st of July, and grow them large all the way to Christmas time, and into the February, March of the next year before you really get the
plant? Wow.
Okay, so that's when you can't use lighting schedules to actually force flowering you outdoors. So that's you're going with the sun, and that's when you max the grow season and water as much as you can to get them as big as you can by the time they go to flower.
But your guys' climate, though, is very nice all year round. It's temperate, 20 to 30 Celsius.
Yes, hot, nice and hot. High UV, ultraviolet. And as long as you're giving it the water, you're going to get really good terpenes and flavors. And if your genetics is going to allow you, it shows up well here.
Nice.